Hey, what's up, rock stars? It's Rox, and I'm coming to you today with a review for Claws, Season 3, Episode 6. Oh, what's that you say? My teeth? Did you say something about my teeth? Did you see my teeth? Can you see it? Oh, yeah, that's right. The braces are gone. You guys, the braces are gone. And I'm feeling real wonderful about this fantastic $5,000 smile in my mouth. Everybody keep on telling me, Roxanne, do not wear your retainers. Don't worry, I have been down this road already. Jada has retainers now. And I understand that you've got to wear your retainers all the time. And I'm a creature of habit. So whatever people tell me, what I need to do to be successful at something, that is what I am going to do. So we don't have to worry about these teeth shifting. And eventually I'm going to get some permanent retainers. But for now, yes, I don't have them in right now because I can't talk with them. I sound crazy with them. Actually, I'm doing better. But still not at 100% when I'm talking. So I was like, let me take them out. Besides, I know you guys wanted to see. So my appointment was right after I did my Love and Hip Hop Atlanta video. My intentions was to do this Claws video. I'm sorry, my eyelashes are tripping. My intentions was to do my Claws video right after that video. Right after that appointment, but I was at that appointment much longer than I thought I was, and I had to get back to work and all of that, But I was real nervous when I went in there, you guys. You guys know I've been having some bad luck with the orthodontist the last few visits. So I was just like, if y'all don't take these damn braces off today, I swear I'm going to pee in the middle of this floor. I'm going to act a fool up in here if y'all don't... So when I sat down in the chair, the lady was like, you ready to get your braces? I was like, honey, I am beyond ready. It was a little bit of a nerve-wracking experience. I just don't like the feeling of them scraping off that cement off your teeth and everything, and I have some caps in the back, so my teeth back there are more sensitive, and I'm afraid that, the cap is going to get pulled off and all of that shit. But nothing, we didn't have any mishaps. It all went very successfully. Even my teeth are whiter than I thought they were going to be. They're not super white. I hate that there's a glare. Let me see if I can. I'm trying to show it to you guys. They're not super white, but they're not yellow. I am going to whiten them, though. They told me to just do the little crest strip. They said that works just as well as, whatever you spend to get it done professionally. So we'll try that first and see how it goes. But yeah, you guys, I am so excited. I ain't got no races in my mouth. All right, and we did enough of that. The Claws review. You guys, we have to talk about Claws. We're going to have a discussion about it at the end of this video. Okay? But before then, you guys, let's get to it, shall we? Alright, you guys, so Desna's frantic. They've got Dean, and she's got to get to Dean. Roller's trying to stop her. You roll up in there, crazy like this, security's gonna get you, and, she just got to get to her brother. Whenever it comes to Dean, Desna loses all sense of logical thinking. And then we get this strange, I'm starting to feel like these musical dream sequence, fantasy sequences that they have are oddly placed. This one, again, to me was strange. I understood that they were trying to do this whole, montage of Desna and Dean growing up and, her being there for him. But the song choice was strange because we all know that And I'm Telling You I'm Not Going is a love song and not necessarily talking about, I guess you can apply it to whatever, but I don't know. I wasn't feeling it. I just wasn't feeling it. But again, it goes along with the quirkiness of the show. Now, back to reality though. At the casino, Mac is telling Dean, his family and friends, they haven't had his back. They've been trying to keep him down, and they don't support him like that. In reality, family doesn't necessarily mean blood. Okay, so he's already preaching his case to Dean. And at the same time, we see Desna, she goes to the salon, she rushes in, she tells him how Roller just stopped her from going to go, shoot up the casino, but how they have completely taken over Dean's mind, and she just don't know what to do. Virginia was like, yeah, your brother, and then went off the deep end, because even on the way home yesterday, he stopped the Lyft driver and went back to the casino. Desna tells Virginia, you know what, come on with me. I guess they got some sort of great idea. So they go back to the motel, and I guess Desna is her plan is that she is going to move Dean and Virginia to the house. He eventually is going to have to come home because he's been at the casino all this time. This is their logic. So I guess they're thinking they were going to move his stuff and he wasn't going to be able to get in, and he's going to have to find out from Virginia where's the stuff. I mean, that's what I was thinking that they were thinking. So while they're at the motel, they're packing up the stuff, and Dean walks in, and of course he's like, "What are you doing here, Desna?" And Desna again, "Okay, I told you to leave Mac and Melba alone," demanding that he leaves her alone. I mean, we already can see very clearly now that Dean has a problem with Desna telling him what to do. It doesn't help that he's got Mac feeding him, all the shit in his ear. But, Desna could take a step back at the way that she approaches him. So, of course, she's trying to force him. He believes that Mac is right, and he tells her, damn it, he ain't going to no apartment with her. "I want you out of my life, Desna Sims." That breaks her heart. And so she goes back to the salon, and she's all broke up. After everything I've done, I've lived my whole life for Dean, and this is how he treats me, is kind of how she feels. Well, Dean is a grown man now. And again, I know he's autistic, but he's a functioning autistic person, highly functioning, and it's time to let go of the reins. But they're all trying to tell her, you know what, don't worry about it. Dean is just going through right now. He'll make it back to you, And Desna's hopeful that Virginia can talk some sense into him. Now, we see Virginia at the casino, and she's trying to tell him that he needs to come on home. He's mad at her because he feels like, as his girlfriend, she should be supporting him. Okay, where's the Virginia that I fell in love with? The one that was there for, she was like, come on now. I've been there the whole time. Now you're going to do this whole casino thing. But of course, Dean sees it like, well, if you can't be the one to support me, then I don't want to be with somebody like you. And then that's when Virginia sees the reality of the situation. She starts to get teary-eyed, and she was like, but Dean, I love you. He tells her that he can't be with her. Okay, for her to go away, that he's moving into the casino. So yeah, Dean is really fucking working our nerves. I guess they have made it so, we done got so annoyed with him that everybody is going to see why she's going off to, possibly be with Eric. So she goes back and she tells Desna that it didn't work. She tried to tell him he broke up with me. All right, so now everybody is just like, oh, it's going to be okay, Virginia. They're all going to be there for her. After all this is done, it's going to be flaming hot Cheetos and Love and Hip Hop marathons. I swear that's the reason why I always come back to this show. Even though it's a lot of shit that gets on my nerves, those little lines like that cracks me the hell up, okay? But Desmond was like, but for right now, you need to pull up your bootstraps, girl. Okay, we cannot be feeling sorry for ourselves. We got work to do. We got to get Dean out of there. Now, how do we do this? We don't know. Desna takes it on home, and her father comes over. All right, and he tells her that he was fired. Now, I thought that the firm was his, but I guess the firm wasn't his. I guess he was just high up in the firm. And they fired him because they thought that he was on drugs again. And that's not super surprising. But the fact that he was just like, oh, I don't care about that job. I care more about you, that I haven't been around for 20, 30 years. I can't lose you. I can't lose Dean. I'm thinking to myself, like, what man who's high up in their architectural firm would just throw their job away like that? Oh, I was going to retire anyway. I was just like, oh, this is so not realistic. Okay? It doesn't even feel right saying that, I know, but it's just like, it still has to make sense, you guys, even though we love the craziness of the show. So Desna goes back to the casino. She tries to get Dean, okay? She's telling them Daddy wants to move to the beach house, and Dean don't want to go to the beach house, obviously. She was like, you always wanted a stable life. This is our chance at a stable life. And, Dean was like, nope, the casino is where it's at for him now. He even tells her, quit trying to control me just because I'm autistic. You don't support me. You don't support my dreams. She was just like, come on, Dean, you change your mind all the time. Okay, everything that we've been through, I've been through that with you. And he was like, yeah, all those things were hobbies. Okay, mahjong is his calling. I said, oh my God. Ooh, that Dean. So he calls security and he has Desna thrown out. And then we see Mac and Melba, child, the most disturbing scene. One of two disturbing scenes on the show. They having sex while they watching this on the security camera. They fully dressed, and all you just see is they just like jumping and doing it. Oh, it's just like, moving on. So of course she goes back to the girls and she's trying to figure out how she can get to Dean, or get to the casino really. And they come up with, they've got to, work the angle of Patel again, try to blackmail him into, getting her back in on the casino thing, because it's just so easy to get to the governor and all. Child. Anyway, let's jump over to Polly. So Polly's all broke up that she and Joe have broken up. She's at the hamburger stand. Roller's there, shirt open as usual. He want to know what's wrong with old Polly Poo. She's upset that she lost the man of her dreams. He was like, who, Ken? And she was like, no, not Ken. Okay, somebody else. But she had to break up with him because he's a killer. Roller still don't see the problem. You are around killers now. You got to give me a better reason than that. She kind of lets it slip that it's Joe. And he was like, oh, no. You need to find you somebody else. You can't be fooling around with him. He's the enemy. And she was just like, somebody else just isn't the same. I said, oh, Polly, poor thing. She is really broken up. And speaking of relationships, Quiet Ann is with her girl. And I guess she's trying to break it to her that she's pregnant. But all of a sudden, Arlene is not really feeling this whole pregnancy thing. She's talking to her and she's saying how, maybe she's not ready for a baby. Getting up at night, changing diapers and bottles and all that, maybe that ain't her thing. So now Quiet Ann is not really sure how she's going to break this to Arlene. I was like, girl, don't worry about it. Arlene going to come around. It's already predictable. And at the clinic, that damn Dr. Ken said he ain't balling no more, damn it. He tired of this shit that, Uncle Daddy and Bryce got going. We healing folks. He ain't trying to heal folks. He trying to make money. He was like, listen, Peter Payne Clinic is hiring. So if y'all gonna continue on with this shit, and it's not gonna change my financial future, then I am going to have to go over to Peter Payne. So gave Uncle Daddy something to think about. But Uncle Daddy is there with Brenda, and as long as Brenda is there, then all is right with the world. She's like, I'm here for you. And he was like, well, let's go out and make ourselves feel a little bit better. So they hit up the casino and they winning and, they drinking and they having a good time. And then at the end of their fun, we see them slow dancing. I said, oh, Uncle Daddy done just replaced old Toby. Where is Toby? I know he's sick of that damn Brenda. It looks like Uncle Daddy and Brenda is in some sort of at least real deep like. And then Virginia. She's at home. She's looking through her photo roll on her iPhone. Okay, all the good times with Dean. Of course, just like the devil, who is always on time, might I add. God is always on time, but so is the fucking devil. Child, he come ringing the phone. And I was like, girl, don't answer it. But she answers it, of course. Why not? Dean is treating her like shit anyway. She's all crying. And he was like, if you want to talk, I'm here. So, of course, she wants to talk. So she meets up with Eric. And, she's all talking about Dean the whole time. And then she's like, you know what? I shouldn't even be talking to you about this. While they're talking, I guess it's time for Jen to drop off Bree. So Jen come busting in with Bree. And Bree see Virginia. And she was like, what is China Doll doing here with Black Daddy? And, Jen immediately is pissed. Okay, goes off on Virginia, calls her a hoe, always was a hoe, always gonna be a hoe, is just real upset. Now, of course, Virginia didn't know that Eric was EJ. Jen says, that's EJ, not no fucking Eric. Okay, but you know what? You can have him. I hope you enjoy the herpes, too. All right, so I was just like, ooh, Jen, why are you so... wound up. And then, of course, when she goes and tells Bryce about it, and that's all she talking about is Virginia and Eric, and Virginia and Eric, and Virginia and Eric, and she just going on and on and on, and Bryce was like, I'm trying to listen to you, okay, but it sounds like it's a bit of jealousy in there. Like, why do you even care? You aren't even with him anymore. Of course she doesn't want to hear it, but he tells her that the get it principle is forgiveness. You need to forgive or else, you're going to be living with that pain your entire life. It's easier to forgive. So Bryce, I do love Bryce's character because he loves Jen to death. Sans all of the drug problems that he's had in the past, Bryce is a good guy, so... I guess he finally got through to Jen, and, Jen does go and tell Virginia, she's sorry. You can have Eric. I guess I'm just a little bit, what did she say she was? She said she was still kind of protective of Dick, of Dick that she's had, even if it was an ex's. She passes the torch on to Virginia. Yeah, I was tripping. I'm okay now, though. You can have him. Okay, Virginia was like, thank you. That herpes was a joke, though, huh? No, honey, I do have herpes. Okay, that shit is forever. Now, let's move on back to the casino. Mac and Melba is telling Dean how they're going to open a school on this little private island near Nassau. And all the Native American kids can attend school there. And, you know, of course I'm listening to this, like Native American kids, you know, off some island. Seems like because of the fact that Dean is very, you know, detail oriented and things like that, that he would pick up that, how are you going to have Native American kids off this island and all of this? Anyway, they're showing them the school, and, you know, Dean is like, oh, you know, Desmond was wrong about you guys do care. They're telling him that they want to be there for the kids and all this, and they start talking about how Melba wasn't able to have kids at one time, and I was thinking to myself, like, now what is this? Now I know y'all not going to try to get Dean to impregnate Melba, is it? That's where I thought it was going. But that's not quite where it went. Now, Desna has this plan to blackmail Patel, right? So she goes out on the campaign trail with Roller. And, you know, she throws out all these facts at him, you know, what she knows about the prison scheme, how he's money laundering through the casino and accepting bribes, you know, for this private prison. And, of course, Patel, you know, you're going to have to get up much earlier than that if you want to trick him, even if Roller did throw out his name Trip. Yeah, he don't know what you guys talking about. But thank you for coming and speaking to me today. You're not going to just get Patel to roll over this easily. Usually criminals, you know, they don't just jump at the first sign of trouble. So Roller and Desna take it on back to the nail salon. And of course, they still trying to figure out how they going to work this thing. Okay, Polly is there. Actually, all of the girls are there, and Roller was like, why don't you, you know, try to figure it out from your boy at the casino, okay? He gave you the D, and both Desna and Jen was like, oh, what is this now? Are you fucking Joe? Yeah, she is. Well, why you didn't never say nothing? Desmond was like, because she know that shit was wrong. That's why, you know, Polly was like, I'm sorry, you know, I had a weak moment. Desmond was like, was you fucking him at the sex party? And she was like, no, as a matter of fact, I was very professional at the sex party, unlike some other people, you know, looking over at Quiet Ann, Miss drop it down low and spread it out wide. They asked Quiet Ann, what does she know about, you know, her DICK? And Quiet Ann knows a whole lot because they don't know that Quiet Ann is pregnant. So she had to get some research on her baby daddy. And they was like, well, thank you, Quiet Ann. At least somebody used they puss for good. That was so funny when Quiet Ann was like, yeah, you got this right here, girl. You know, Polly was like, I'm sorry, I messed up. So Desna and Quiet Ann go over to baby daddy's house. Ring the doorbell, you know, just a regular old Wednesday or something. And he comes to the door, and Quiet Ann is threatening him, like, you need to talk to us. We already know about the kickbacks to the governor. You need to tell us something, or, you know, I'm going to go in there and tell your wife that I'm pregnant. So he tells them that there's this judge named Whitman, and the judge is over sentencing people and has this deal with Patel to send those convicted felons to his private prisons. And there's all these kickbacks that are going on. They get the information that they need, okay? When Quiet Ann and Desna are going back to the car, you know, Desna was like, that was a good old, you know, that was good that you told him that you was pregnant. And Quiet Ann was like, yeah, but it wasn't a lie. I really am pregnant. And, you know, Desna was like, oh my God, we having a baby. Okay, what does Arlene think? Well, I ain't really told Arlene because Arlene ain't really feeling the baby thing right now. And she was like, oh no, you gotta tell Arlene. Now, Dr. Ken and his girl is at a party at the casino, and it's jumping. They having a good time. You guys, I'm talking about the girl that Dr. Ken met on the Tinder app. And Mac and Melba's throwing a party, so you already know that it's gonna be out of control. Okay, Mac shows up on the stage and got the spotlight on him. He's got a special treat for everybody there. We see Melba; she's up high. You know, you can hear her fucking oxygen tank. There's this slide in front of her, and she's making these noises as if she was giving birth. Okay, and I was like, what the fuck is going on here? After she does a couple of, you know, moans and pushes, then all of a sudden out slides Dean. And Dean doesn't have any clothes on, and he's got this fucking umbilical cord attached to him that's, I guess, supposed to be attached also to Melba. I was just like, what the fuck is going on here? Of course, everybody there is high and shit, so they all enjoyed it. I was just like, this is the most fucking crazy. It almost reminded me of Coming to America with Strange when she gave birth to the perfume. Okay. Very much like that. I was just like, what the hell? Who even came up with this? Now, I guess Melba was so taxed by what she just did, she passes out, falls down the fucking slide, you know. Dr. Ken, he goes down there to check her, and he was like, does anybody have any naloxone? I think that's what it's called. And of course, everybody throws their little syringes out there to him. Oh, he's got plenty. And he helps Melba, you know, brings her back to life. And of course, his girlfriend, or the girl that's there with, she is turned on by what he just did. Next thing you know, we see fucking Dr. Ken and his girlfriend in the woods. Now, these motherfuckers got on raccoon suits. And they chasing each other. And they're going to have sex at a tree. I was just like, who came up with all of this in this episode? This was the most way out and random shit. You know, they going in having sex, and I guess Dr. Ken loves the craziness of his new girlfriend. I'm okay. Okay. I'm just so at a loss by what has been going on. Like, it's so crazy. Y'all been liking these crazy scenes coming out of nowhere? Now, back at the clinic, Brenda tells Uncle Daddy, listen, you know, I really do like you, and it is fun going and, you know, spending up the money at the casino and doing all of that, but really, I'm a simple woman, you know, she like to just be home and chill out, you know, tend to her bonsai trees. Oh, Uncle Daddy can do bonsai trees, too. Again, Uncle Daddy loves him some Brenda. I'm trying to figure out what is Uncle Daddy's place in the show this season. I'm just so... I don't get what's happening. I want things to start gelling together so that I can better understand what is. Some people are saying that they think that Roller is trying to help Uncle Daddy get back on top. I don't believe that. If anything, Roller is trying to help his own self get back on top, but I don't even know if I see that coming. Okay, I'm just waiting for the big shift to happen so I can be like, oh, that's why this is happening. Okay, but anyway, let me get back to the show. Desna doesn't know what to do about Dean. And she's telling Roller, on top of that, if they don't start making some money, they're going to lose this fucking penthouse that they in. So, again, we got to work on Patel. Roller said, you know what? The best way to do it is follow the paper. Of course, there's a network of bad out there. When you're doing bad, you know, it's got to be down somewhere. Just get that happening. So, of course, you know, from them working in the nail salon and all the gossip that happens, and them, you know, probably doing some felons' nails, you know, they started up and they start finding out this, that, and the other, and what Patel did, and this person knows that, and that person knows this, and Miss Juicy Baby comes through in the end and gives Desna some paperwork that says, you know, that's all of it there. Make sure you get his ass. Oh, she gonna get his ass. Now, Virginia's at the salon, and a box is delivered, so she takes the box to Polly. It's for her. And when Polly opens it up, it's a gift from Joe. Says, I miss you. And it's a gun. They ask her what it is. She's like, oh, you know, it's just one of those steamers for my clothes. You know, let me go put the box in the back. But she puts it, return to sender, and goes and puts it in the mail for it to go back to Joe. We just sending guns like it ain't nothing, you guys. Quiet Ann, she does take another shot at telling Arlene that she's pregnant. They're at the burger stand, and Arlene was like, from the one night stand, and you know, Quiet Ann was like, yeah, like, isn't that crazy? But I want to keep it. And of course, Arlene is not really ready for this, so she tells her, I'm gonna need some time. I said, oh, what is this, Arlene? Are you gonna go against what we've already predicted? But nope, she's not, because later on she comes and she tells Quiet Ann that you know, she was just scared because, you know, the adoption kept falling through. But this is different because now Quiet Ann actually has a baby inside of her. So yes, let's get married. Okay, we're having a baby. So now Quiet Ann and Arlene finally got their happily ever after. Desna, she goes and she confronts Patel again, this time with Jen. And he's like, oh God, not you again. Oh yes, it's us, and we got proof this time. So she gives him the paperwork. You need to talk, or I'm gonna blow your shit up. We want back into the casino, and I can clean your money much better, and you can come out with more money in the end. Okay, but I need to get back into that casino. Well, Patel, you know, all you got to do is talk about money. Obviously, he's with it. You know, look at you. And I thought here you guys was just two old girls with, you know, press-on nails. And Jen was like, oh, no, honey, we gangsters with full sets. Cute. So they take it on back to the casino. And this time they got Patel in tow. Okay. Mac and Melba was like, what are you guys doing here? And Patel was like, yeah, Desna needs to get back in on the casino. You guys are out, Desna's in. And they were like, yeah, that would be real nice, except we answer to a higher calling. What did they call it? The Macau triads. Okay, I think is what they were called. And they are the biggest money launderers around. So if they find out all this shit is going on with Desna Patel and getting kicked out and all of that, they all gonna be dead, including their child. And Desna's looking like, what child? And the child, Dean turn around. This nigga look like he about to go the first day of 3rd grade in elementary school. They got him dressed up. They tell Desna that they adopted Dean that morning. You can adopt a full-grown man? What the fuck is going on? I mean, and so that's how it ends. And Desna, of course, is looking like, oh my God, I really lost Dean. Now, I guess I've already said how I felt about this episode and how I just feel like there's so much wild shit that's going on that's not cohesive. Maybe if everything made more sense, then we would be a little bit more patient with all of the craziness. But it just seems like it's just random crazy just thrown out there somewhere. And I really just want them to bring it together a little bit. That's all. I'm still enjoying the show, but I was just like, between the raccoons in the forest, between them giving birth to Dean, that giving birth to Dean just threw me all the way off. I was like, what the fuck is going on? The dream sequence at the beginning, like all of that, I was just like, The dad not understanding his storyline, where he fits in, and why he's even there. I'm trying to figure out if they're gonna add the father back into the storyline at some point. If they're not, then that was absolutely the most unnecessary addition to the show this season. Like, why do they have him in there? Something tells me that maybe he's gonna make it back. That's the only way that will make sense. You come in one episode and you the daddy, and then the next episode you boning out again. We are 5 episodes in now, you guys, and they only getting 8 episodes, I believe. Is it either 8 or 10? So it's time for some shit to start making sense. What do you guys think, though? How you guys feeling about the show? Alright, you guys, that's it. Gotta do love and hip-hop, so let me move it on along, you guys. Make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm itsrox. The channel is for itsrox, and everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. Alright. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Till next time, rock stars. Bye.